thing somebody has to do. So to help you do the best job as preparing your house is to get a clipboard. And I am the queen of clipboards, okay? So you get a clipboard, and you, on your clipboard, you put a calendar. And you can print out the calendars online, and you say to yourself, what is my goal? What am I trying to accomplish? Am I selling my house, and when do I want to sell my house? So you get your calendar, and if you were to take on the big project of selling your house all at once, it's overwhelming. So you have to chunk it down. You chunk your week down, you chunk your days down, you chunk your projects down. So again, you probably live in a gorgeous house, but how we're selling it, we're going to take a different approach. So the first thing you should do is you should declutter. Now, when I go to a customer's house, I kind of let you know your house is probably beautiful, and I'm going to come in, and you're going to be so proud of yourself for all this work you're doing. And then I'm going to come in and give you more to do. So that's what I do. I kind of forewarn you before I come in, and that's exactly what I do. But the first thing you should do is you should put a box, 4 boxes. One is a giveaway. One is for family and friends. One is to sell, whether you sell it on Marketplace, Let Go, Craigslist, wherever you choose to sell, or have, then go ahead, that's another box. And then your box. And one of your boxes, am I paused again? No, okay. One of your boxes for your box means you're going to take that item in your box, and it's not going to stay in your house. That box is going to be, okay, I'm decluttering my house, but I'm also trying to reduce my room by about 30%. Because if you're anything like me, you have stuff all over. You have stuff in the corner, you have a end table, you have some pretty things. We want to see your floor. So the floor is super important, that you go ahead and make each room go from a 12 by 10 room and not look like a 6 by 8 because you have so much stuff in. So decluttering is big. Decluttering your cabinets, your under your cabinets, your linen closet, decluttering your rooms, your floors, anywhere you look, closets should be decluttered. And it's not a small task. So what I like to do, and I start at a house from staging from the outside, because in staging we think, well, we're going to go inside. We want to start right away inside. That's not really where people start. Curb appeal is the #1 thing people are looking for after location. So don't forget outside the cobwebs, the shutter. Does your door need painting? Does your doorknob needs to be spray painted? So that's very important to start outside. But for an example of how you chunk it down, take your kitchen. So your kitchen, you're going to move, and a lot of things in your kitchen are going to need to last minute, but you do not need 4 spatulas. I have 4. You do not need a bunch of spoons. You don't need some of the things that are in your house already. So you need to declutter, you need to give away, and you need to minimalize the items that you're going to go to your next house with. While you're in your house, it's important that you take that time to say, what am I taking with me? So decluttering is the #1 thing that you can do when you first start. Next thing you do is you are going to clean. Clean, 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 clean. Now don't start with your kitchen. Clean a small area. Pick 3 nights a week, if you can, for a half an hour. Set a timer for a half an hour, and take under your bathroom counter. Take in your linen closet. Take in your own personal closet. Maybe it's too big. Start with your shoes and your jeans, and shirts. Can everybody hear me? Hannah says we have a bad connection again. I don't know why. Anybody, can you hear me okay? Okay. Okay, so I'm going to go on. And are you hearing me okay? Yeah? I hope so. Okay, good. So thank you, Karen. So I'm going to, I clean. And so you don't clean the whole house at once because it will take you forever. You want to clean an area. And if you set a 30-minute timer when you get home from work, you can handle 30 minutes. I mean, it's a lot. Everybody's super busy right now and a lot on their plate. But if you take 30 minutes and set a timer, it's a great way to get those little projects done. And then save the bigger projects for on the weekends. But you have to have picked a date that you're going to put your house on the market. That's super important that you take that time for the date. So after you clean, and you're going to work from the easiest room or area first, your kitchen would probably be last because that is probably the most used area. So we're going to kind of put that on the back burner a little bit. And if you have family members, get them involved. You have kids, you have friends that want to help out a little bit. You could afterwards have a nice drink together and some appetizers. You could buy the kids something special, but get everybody involved in the process because moving is a big process for one person to handle. So you're done cleaning. Another thing you need to do is deodorize. People don't think staging is deodorizing, but pet smells, cigarette smells, old carpet smells, things are in your house. You want to make sure it smells fresh. As soon as I walk in a house, if it has a smell, a customer will go, you smell that? Or if you have too much potpourri or too much plugins, don't use the plugins, by the way. Plugins are a company restoration company. They actually are a big reason why houses will start fires. So those plugins, from what I understand, are really difficult. But things that you can do as far as cleaning. I hate that you have a bad connection. Cleaning and then deodorizing. And then organizing is actually a little bit different. So you have your house thinned out, it's looking pretty good, and you want to try to figure out, okay, you have stuff, you work, you got files, you got paperwork. Those bins, I try not to have people spend money before they go forward on selling their house. I really try to keep it to a minimum. But if you say, okay, here's $200 and take those $200, you can use that wisely and help you get your house ready for sale. So Target and Walmart, a lot of these places, Home Again, they have these bins. They have those nice little, sometimes they have handles, sometimes there's square boxes with pretty decorations on them. Buy things to help you put your house together. So you could get, in my laundry room, what I did, because I'm going to be selling my house this year. My kids are gone. My son's in California. My daughter has a business in Wilmington. I have a 3,000 square foot house. I don't need it. So I'm at the stage of my life a lot of you are. So I understand it. And you definitely value and appreciate your customers most because you too are going through what they're going through. And there's days, Hannah can tell you, I am exhausted and I keep saying I'm working on this and that, and you get little done. But if you get a little done, it's something done. So don't get discouraged. Don't get in bed, put the covers over your head and say you're not going to do it. So get the things that can help organize your house, your office, all your files in your office. Get a bin for papers, get a bin for filing, get a bin for if you have a bunch of light bulbs, if you have a bunch of scissors or office things, kind of keep it as clean and organized as possible. Works great in your linen closet. You can get a bin, get one of those nice baskets and put your towels and washcloths and sheets in them. Nothing more organized than sheets all over the place. But try to utilize how you can organize it. Another big thing is lighting. So after you get it clean, you have to go through your house. Now we're going to go through room and say, okay, how am I going to make my house look as good as possible? So the most important things people are looking for these days are bright and open, and natural lighting is huge. So if you have dark furniture and dark things and a lot of it in each room, that automatically eats up the lighting, not just the space. So a thing you could easily do is go buy new light bulbs. If you have yellow light bulbs that have a yellow tint, I've had a lot of people tell me, and I've just did it myself, and it's not really cheap because light bulbs are expensive, but get the natural daylight, the white ones, and that will do wonders in your room. Removing some dark furniture. When you're moving, you might be going up in size or you might be going down in size. But if you're taking all your furniture with you, then great. But if you have a couch, a love chair, 2 side chairs, they do not all need to stay while you're getting your house ready to sell. You might be taking them all, but if you could take out the love seat or the 2 chairs that nobody ever sits in, that's when you want to take those things out. Take out the pieces that no one uses. Take out the things in the corner that you've had because you've had it forever. Take it out. Nobody's using it. If it's going with you, great. You may need to get a storage place, and you can get a storage place without a contract for a month. So, maybe just do it short term until you can actually get through and see what you really have to work with. So lighting, I just had a friend of mine where they were going to paint one of the pieces of furniture when they moved. Well, why not paint it now? It was dark, it was gorgeous. It was a wood that was beautiful, but it was a lot for the room and it was very dark. So paint, that's what I'm saying. Best thing you can do is paint. Another really easy thing is draperies. There are some gorgeous draperies out there right now. So your house might be completely look like it's, a classic. But when you're selling your house, I have customers really surprised. I would show you right now, but I won't lose my connection. If I just go and take my side panels and move it away from the window, you can literally see an abundance of light come through. So lighting is super important right down to your curtains. I looked on Walmart, and for between $5.97 and $9.99, you could buy white shears, just white shears. If you put white shears throughout your house and took down your gorgeous drapes that you may be taking with you, and you put those in there, it's amazing the amount of natural lighting that you have come through your rooms. And I've done that. So I just did upstairs in my house. I went and got all pretty much the same of the white shears, and it looks very clean and fresh. And if you're hanging, if you don't have something there now, you don't have to put something on. But if you are hanging curtains, just to give you a little hint, the thing that most designers and decorators will do will go to the ceiling. You know, some people put it right to the top of the windowsill. That really stubs your room, makes it feel shorter. So go as high as you can. Higher is actually what a lot of designers will say. Some will say 6 inches above the window, and not short. If you're going to buy them to the ground. Believe it or not, they're not short. It's the bottom of the windowsill that people think about that they need to be doing. So again, lighting is a big thing that you're doing. When you're coming through your front door, and if somebody is coming into your house to see your house to purchase it, you're going to put it on the market. Because some people stage your house because they minimalistic approach is huge in real estate right now. If you come in your front door, what do you see? Take a look around your living room and say, okay, looks beautiful, looks good to you. But step back and look at it again through a camera lens. Are you seeing the back of a couch? Are you seeing a table that stomps a room? Is there a dresser as you walk in the bedroom as soon as you walk in? You want to, what we call, open up the room. You want to take the room and you want each room as you walk in. So when, for example, when you walk into your master bedroom, all those extra pieces that just collect your clothes, they do not need to stay in your house right now. Again, if you feel like your house is naked, you've almost arrived. Like you don't want it to be completely empty because that's not warm. That's kind of a cold feeling, but something in your house is better than nothing, but as close to naked as you can. So go in through the room and you want to see the end of a bed as the best case scenario. Some room sizes and setups between the doorway and the windows, that's not possible. But if you can go in and have that room when you walk in and see the end of your bed and then your headboard beyond, it brings your eyes to the end of the room and you see that your room is larger. Again, anything off the ground that you can, if you can minimize, you don't have to have things all over your end tables and on your dressers. You may have some really beautiful, collectible items that you've kept forever. Go ahead and keep them, keep them, don't get rid of them, but go ahead and put them away right now. Because the important thing you're trying to accomplish is have that person see themselves in your house. If they see you in your house, it's hard for them to see them in their house. And I sell new homes and I do what's called general brokerage, which is resales. And people are going from new homes to resales. And if you're in showing property, their mindset, you go from a model home decorated with $100,000, Pottery Barn or collectibles that are gorgeous and the latest trends. And then you go to a resale house, even though the house might be full of great bones and really awesome house and fantastic home site, it just does not feel the same. So you have to remember, let them feel how they can live in your home, not how you live in your home, which might be beautiful, but it doesn't help your buyer that you're trying to sell your house to. In each room on the bedrooms, I'm going to walk through the other rooms and give you some suggestions, but while I'm thinking of it in the bedroom, what's really big is not, if you have birds or big plaid colors or, like Abercrombie is big on colors, but it's not really in the best thought process when you're selling or staging a house. Light, white, neutral, more than ever before, neutral is in. So neutral, light patterns, muted patterns, that's actually very big in your linens. If you don't have good pillows, I actually got my filler pillows, believe this or not, and I thought they were going to come as a defect, for $8 from Pottery Barn. I went on and somebody said, well, Pottery Barn has cheap pillows. And I thought, I've never seen anything cheap at Pottery Barn, even though I love the store. And they literally I bought like 10 $8 pillows. And then that went perfect in my whether I'm just using a pillowcase or also in a pillow sham. So you don't want to have so many pillows on a bed, it shortens the room, but you want to have at least good stackable pillows if you can. So your linens are important. If you don't have a bed skirt, then I suggest getting one. If you don't have one, you can actually, at least on the side where your pictures are being taken and your camera might be, you could use an extended sheet. Sometimes people have a big comforter. Sometimes people on a twin bed will actually use a full comforter because it hangs over. It doesn't matter to me what's at the head of the bed. What matters to me is at the bottom of the bed and what your camera is going to pick up. Because I'm all about, again, the camera when I walk in every room. And back to one more thing in the bedroom, when you're going through your bedroom and you're going through your closet, the master closet, I have done this many times myself. I never get my winter stuff out and I just add my summer stuff in because it's too busy. Take out the non-seasonal, take out the 30 pairs of shoes, take out those things because you want your whole master bedroom experience to be where they're going to make sure they're going to spend most of their time to be, like as lush and beautiful as possible. Going into the kitchen area first, I'd go into the dining room. And if you have, dining rooms are very seldom anymore. People use their offices as dining room. Now the stay-at-home, parents, they're using their dining rooms as the homeschooling section. There's craft rooms. There's people use their dining rooms for a lot of things. But one thing that's important in your dining room is if you have a table that can fit 8 people and your home is it's really only 4 people, then go ahead and at least move 2 chairs out. If you take 2 chairs out of your setup, you would not believe that it actually makes your room look brighter and larger. So whatever you're not using, doesn't mean you're not bringing with you, but take them out of the room if you can, because that's actually a big thing. It's surprising when you take a few chairs away, what it can do to a room. Again, your blind, your curtains are a big factor to keep the room nice and light. And then sometimes people will put a whole bunch of stuff on their table. Sometimes you'll often see a table has a lot of place settings on it. That's kind of, the jury's out on that. Some people really like to put place settings on their tables for staging. And if you do, then you do the whole thing. You do the dishes, the silverware, the napkin, maybe a nice, nice little centerpiece. But the important thing for every room is have a tall room. So you want to have maybe either some nice candlesticks, and things in decorating or staging are in 3s. So you could have 3 candlesticks. You could have a nice tall vase with some real pretty greenery. Greenery is very big right now. You can buy it pretty much anywhere, but greenery, even corner trees that you see in the houses, you hadn't seen them for a while. They're coming back in because natural is big, and so is the staggering of the pieces that you have in your house. So in your dining room, you could have something on your table. A lot of people I know don't put any kind of table settings on. You can if you want. You don't have to, like I said, but then put something in the middle of the table. And really big right now are Hannah, what was the one you gave me? Orchids. White orchids were very, very big for people. Then into your kitchen area, again, go through the kitchen and do your cabinets, do under your cabinets, and as many things off the counter. Now, we live in our houses, and right now we're in a market, you think, wow, why do I have to do anything? Because houses are flying off the market. But you still are going to be looked at it from somebody who's maybe going through new construction. We love Catherine Scove. We have people come in all the time, and they'll just stand there in awe how gorgeous our houses are. Really, your house can be too. So just have to minimalize a lot of things that are in there. Keep on the counter things you use. I don't say to people you don't live there. Now for the photos, I would actually take a lot of things off the counter. That is what I do. But you do stay there. So whatever you have to live with, if you don't use your Mr. Table, countertop, oven, if you don't use your microwave and it's not a built-in, if you don't use the coffee pot and the French press and this and that, then take off what you don't use. Take anything so you have as much space on your countertop. People go through houses, they want to see how big the kitchen is, how many counters, how big the counter spaces are, and how many cabinets that you have on top of that. Floors, so clean back to your floors. So as many things you can take off the floor as possible, is big. When you go into your secondary bedrooms, you have a lot of toys, you have a lot of collectibles, those should go away. Don't forget you have a room over the garage, whatever you're not using there should go away. And then rearrange your furniture. So in your living room, I do what I call opening up. You go ahead and you take your living room furniture, and if, like I'm looking at my house right now through my office door, the way my couch, I have a sectional. I would actually change the way my sectional is to sell the house, because in the front door, you're going to walk in, and I want it to look open. I don't want to walk into things. I have an office. Now, I have a lot of files in my office. I put things away, but I have a lot of things on the floor. When I go to sell my house, the stuff's going to come out off the floor. Definitely, if you can't do it on a daily basis, but definitely keep it off the floor for when you're doing your pictures. Pictures are huge. And when you're having your pictures done, I mean, I'm a professional real estate agent. I certainly can help you, but if you're not here and you have somebody, I believe in loyalty, so that's fantastic. But make sure you are using a professional real estate agent. If you're going through the MLS like this, that split second is your opportunity with them, and it can't be on a not well lit cell phone. Even if you have the kind like my sister has, they can almost see the moon, I mean, the little critters on the moon. It's amazing how good her camera is, but the lighting is not there. So lighting is super important, and you should have a professional real estate agent. In today's times, you should have a videographer, because that's how people are buying houses. I have sold my first virtual house. I was in shock myself over it because I'm an old timer, and then people bought the house virtually, which is pretty amazing to me. But that's where we are. It's happening all day long. People can't come, and you should know that that's the best way you can get somebody in your house is through a video and your photographs. TV area. Everybody likes a TV area, but if you have a room that your TV is actually in another room, make a room functional. So what I mean by that is when you walk through the door to that room, sometimes you have a junk drawer. Sometimes you have a junk room, the oddball pieces that you don't have, and maybe the TV is there. Whatever you got to go and make it that purpose. So if you want to turn it temporarily into an office, if you want to make it into an extra secondary bedroom, if you don't have a headboard, stagers will use air mattresses and put them on like milk crates, and then they get a large bedspread. And stagers, like, I have a lot of my own stuff. I bring stuff from my house, and I've accumulated tons of things over the years. I'll bring in things to accent if people don't have it. I'll bring them in. I'll bring in bedspreads. I have a number of duvets I have purchased that I have dry cleaned, and they hang in my closet, and I'll use them when I need to. But you can actually make a room if you don't have to have a headboard. You can do it with the way of pillows. You can do it with a mirror. Mirrors are big. If you're going to buy something, some of the things I would say to buy are a mirror, candlesticks if you don't have it, neutral decor, neutral rugs. Some people don't have any kind of rug on their floor. I mean, I like to see the wood floors. I don't like the little rugs in front of the toilets, in front of the sink, or in front of the bathtub, which, yes, a lot of times you need. But for your pictures and for showing your house, try to get them up if possible. Get them off the ground as best as possible, because you want to see how big a room is, and you want to see that gorgeous flooring that you have underneath it. Vases are big. And another big thing for decorating is serving trays. You can put a serving tray on an ottoman and then put a couple things, a candle, maybe a little, globe, or one of these spheres that they have right now. You could, books are huge. Now, you may not have a lot of books that match, and you just might have some books. Believe it or not, they are white papering your books, wrapping them like you used to in school for, homework, or the brown papering. And then a big thing is to reverse your book. You see the ends of the pages. You don't see the book at all. And they're using them for a platform to bring height. Because not only the 3 items is a big thing in staging and decorating, the various heights are very big. And high is fine. In my master bathroom right now, I have a vase about this big that I got from Early Moon as a Christmas present. And I have this really big floor of greenery. And that's because I have 2 mirrors and more space between the mirrors than I wanted. And it just takes a beautiful, it kind of falls gorgeous, and it works perfect there. But vases, candlesticks, greenery, neutral rugs. And the other purpose for a rug is to define an area. A lot of open floor plans are fantastic, but when you define an area, what I mean by that is, if you have a table that backs up to a living room, if you put a rug under that living room furniture, you could put all the furniture on it or take part of the furniture off, because people say it both ways. That defines your living room. And then you could have another area rug on your dining room table. That kind of defines your dining room area. And that's another way people use to break up sometimes that openness that you want to try to have if you don't have a wall or something. Textiles, another big thing is pillows. So fabrics and textiles is really big. You'll see a lot of things now with fringe on them. You'll see ottomans with fringe. You see pillows with fringes. You see the little bubbly looking things. I'm sorry, I can't remember what they're called right now. But different materials really helps make warmth to a room. Again, neutral. You can have color, but neutral color. Yes, people are not buying your things. I'll have customers saying, hey, they're not buying my house. But I will tell you, part of the reason you're doing this these days is not because we want everybody to love your house and think that you shop at all these name brand stores. It's because they need to envision themselves. They need to feel like your house is clean and it's easy to see themselves in there. But it's also because they are looking for the latest trends, the latest things that are out there, and it makes your house feel newer. I mean, it really does help make your house feel newer. So I know I have had a lot of things to say, but if you bought a can of paint, that would be okay. Sometimes painting up the molding or the baseboards, make sure your baseboards are clean. But your front door, the shutters, that's a big thing. And sometimes just some basic rooms in the house you're going through that you can actually see that a touch up. So a can of paint is okay. A can of paint that you who are not a painter and not a very good painter, it's maybe sometimes worth it. You spend a couple bucks to have somebody come in for half a day and take care of some things. I know we were only doing this for half an hour, and I feel like I really did talk fast, but I had a lot to say, and there's a lot more to say. But just want to say thank you to everybody for coming. And just if there's any questions, let me know. My name is Nora Rule, and I'm actually with Coldwell Banker Seacoast Advantage, and my email is norarule@coldwellbankerseacoast.com. I am our model home for Hagen Homes is in Ogden. If you haven't been there yet, it's gorgeous and phenomenal and selling like hotcakes, which we're happy about. But you can come on in and talk to me or Hannah anytime you'd like to. Just give me a shout, which I think can help. If you have I have helped and worked with other agents. So if you're an agent on, I'm happy to help you or give you some thoughts. I'm not perfect. Don't do this full time. I just have done it enough to know it works. And I really appreciate your time. So thank you very much. And any questions, put on the chat or email me or give me a shout. My number is 910-279-4865. I know I talk fast, but I only want to take up a half an hour of your time. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Nora.
You're welcome. I appreciate your time.
All right. Thank you, guys. And Nora, I'm typing in your email address just in case. I think everyone got it. Let's see.
Thanks, Patricia. Appreciate it. Okay.
There will be a recording of this as well.
Huh?
We're recording this as well, so we'll have it out on the Facebook page probably sometime soon. So look for that. And again, any questions, feel free to contact her. All right. Bye.